I'm Emily Zimmer, and I'm here to show you the secret to great strumming. Now, this very simple technique is something that is sometimes overlooked by guitarists just at the beginning of their journey, but I want to show you this right away because we have to start by using great technique. It's the foundation of everything we do. Now, this is a technique that I like to call the grid, and if you use this method, it's going to help you become the best rhythm guitar player you can possibly be. It's going to help you keep track of the beat. It's going to help you keep your rhythm nice and even. It's going to help you keep track of when to change chords in a chord progression and help you keep track of song structure and all kinds of things. So let's go. Let's start with the simplest strumming pattern, which is going to be down strums. That means down toward the floor exactly on the beat. And let's start with a really simple chord. How about G? Let's make this G chord shape. On my count, 1, 2, ready, and. So keep your strumming nice and even like that. Just outlining the pulse of the music. Now I'm going to start counting the beat. In this example, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is I'm counting 4 beats per measure. A measure is what we call it when we just have a group of beats. Now, we don't have 4 beats per measure in all of music, but for this example and several others that I'll show you, that's the way that it's going to work. So let's count out loud to the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and steady. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, very good. Right on the beat. What's happening with my strumming hand is that in order to make each down strum, my hand is not only moving downward, but I actually have to move it back up again to make the next down strum. Because if I just move my hand down, and then I keep moving down and down and down and down and down, that's not going to work. I'm going to hit the floor, right? I have to move it back up again. So even though I'm only making sound on the down motion, I'm actually going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that. And those strums that I miss, the ones where I'm just moving my hand in that direction, but I'm not actually touching the strings to make a sound, I call those ghost strums. I don't know what anybody else calls them, but that's what I call them. So we're going to count a little differently now. We're actually going to count the strums and the ghost strums like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're actually breaking each beat kind of into 2 pieces. The downs on the numbers and the ups on the ands. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 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 Now you can see on this chart that I made, we've got some arrows that are colored in and some arrows that are not. The ones that are colored in are the ones where you're actually going to touch your pick to the strings and make a sound. And the ones that are not, those are your ghost strums. Now we want to be really, really conscious of every downward motion and every upward motion, because the grid that I spoke about in the beginning is the constant, never-ending, steady, even down, up, down, up, down, up alternation of your picking hand. Now let's try another really simple strum pattern. This time we're going to strum on all the downs and all of the ups, no ghost strums. And just for fun, let's change our chord here. Let's play an E chord. Just feeling like an E chord today. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 there we have a little bit more full sounding strum pattern, and it sounds like it goes by a little bit more rapidly, but actually we're going exactly the same tempo. We're just dividing the beat into two pieces and we're playing both of those pieces. Those are also called eighth notes for anybody who's familiar with that. Now let's try a strum pattern that's a little bit more interesting than that, right? Because the strum patterns in your favorite songs are probably not just straight down strums or straight alternating down and up strums. It's probably going to have a little bit more variety than that. So we're going to do one that goes like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then repeat. So beat 1 is down, and then we need our ghost strum because beat 2 is going to be down, up, and beat 3 and 4 are the same. Down, up, down, up. So what I want you to do is count the beat exactly the same way, and I want you to do that ghost strum like you mean it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now if you think you're ready, let's go ahead and try that a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. You got the flow? So there we can kind of hear that ta, ti, 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 ta, ti, 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 ti. Now, I'm just going to show you the strum pattern a little bit faster for fun. All right, now I want to show you one of the most common strumming patterns in all of popular music. You're going to see this one absolutely everywhere. It's a little tricky though, so you have to follow the grid. You got to do those ghost strums like you mean them, and take your time. Don't rush when you're first learning a pattern like this. Now let's switch to a D chord just for fun. And listen carefully. The pattern goes down, down, up, up, down, up. So we have down, ghost, down, up, and a ghost strum on the down, and then up, down, up. And that falls on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice when I do this pattern, I'm still maintaining that constant down, up, down, up, down, up, alternating motion with my picking hand, whether I'm touching the strings and making a sound or not. Like this. So I have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's try this pattern together to a nice slow tempo. On my count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You got it? Are you sure? I'm just messing with you. Let's try it at a faster tempo if you think you're ready. If you're not ready yet, that's okay too. Pause the video, practice your heart out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There you go. Now, I've got a lot of students who ask me, why do I have to follow the strumming grid when I can make the same sound by strumming whatever direction I feel like strumming? Like, for example, like this. Or this is a really common way that people do it incorrectly. Oh, I can't even bring myself to do that. I can't not follow the grid because the grid ensures, again, that every single time we hit a number or a downbeat, our hand is moving in a downward direction, whether we're touching the strings or not. And every time we hit an and or an upbeat, our hand is moving in upward direction no matter what. So we're outlining that rhythmic grid, and we need to do that because it's going to help us keep the tightest rhythm that we can possibly keep. It's just going to be a really nice, even, accurate rhythm. It's going to sound smooth. It's going to sound practiced and mature. You're going to be playing with finesse and playing with style. The other big reason that we need to follow this grid to sound great and sound musical is because it helps you recover from a mistake. So if I accidentally make a sound when I'm not supposed to, or don't make a sound when I am supposed to, it kind of doesn't matter. I can still stay right on the beat because my hand is still outlining the beat for me. So I can find my place immediately if I get lost. If I get really lost, I can wait until the next downbeat to find my place, or I can wait until the next measure starts to find my place. It's just really easy to find your place. Now, take this advice and use it, please, because I can tell with my trained ears the difference between guitarists who do this and those who do not. Those who do not are not on rhythm as much as those who do. It shows. And the rhythmic flow is not nearly as strong. Why not use the best technique right from the get-go? You should always do that with the things that you're passionate about. Now, this is especially relevant when you start doing faster and or more complex strum patterns, like some of this fast, funky style of playing. Okay, now I was actually outlining that grid just really, really, really quickly with my strumming hand, and I was totally improvising that strumming pattern. I can do that and still stay on beat and have a good rhythm because I'm following the grid. So take it from me, don't take any shortcuts here. Be the best that you can be. Now I'm going to give you one last strum pattern as a little bit of a bonus here. For this one, we're actually going to have 3 beats per measure. This is also called 3/4 time, which among other things means 3 beats per measure. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now in dancing, that's called a waltz. It has a little bit of a different bounce, a different feel. But we do the same thing here. We can outline that grid. And for this one, let's go with an A minor chord. Why not? And the pattern goes like this. Down, down, up, down, up. That's the whole pattern. It's going to go 1 and 2 and 3. So our ghost strum is at the and of 1. On my count, let's try it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... Let's go a little faster if you're ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Thanks so much for joining me for this lesson. If you want a free downloadable PDF of all of these strumming patterns, go to my profile page at lessonface.com/Emily Zimmer. And as always, if you found this helpful and you want more great lesson videos like this, be sure to hit like and subscribe.